Oh yeah, I know. I know. It gets to feeling overwhelming, extremely overwhelming, and tiring too. But that's just because we are focusing much more on those undesirable outcomes. When we shift the eye from the external, then we start to observe the internal. We see that even though we cannot control the external climate, the external atmosphere, we can control within to a certain degree the emotions, how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about external circumstances. We can also arrange thoughts. But you there already. You used to be so worried. You used to be feeling like the world was on your shoulders and you had to deal with all of life's problems, whatever life threw at you. You felt like it was your sole responsibility. But you got to realize that it is not your responsibility to try to fix all of the world's problems. That you can still find your place in the world, contribute, and still feel at peace within yourself. Because you got to understand how things work on the outside and even within yourself. Because once you understand how things work within yourself, you don't worry so much about that which is taking place outside of you. Today, we're going to be talking about how to stay conscious without rejecting life, without feeling the need to want to reject life, right? Because we are on this field of consciousness to be able to apply intelligence, to be able to apply thought and make the most out of our present state. How do we stay conscious in a chaotic world? How do we stay sane in a world that is always tugging at our emotions, right? It is not easy, especially in these days, to not have a strong opinion about external circumstances. And if we're not careful, we could find ourselves drowning down this pit, this hole, feeling like we just need to blame others. We get so caught up to the point of thinking that it is the end. But once we truly tap in, and I know that you there already, we just dialoguing right now, we just talking, right? But once you get to tap in, you realize that you can be present without withdrawing. Because it's more about clarity, internal clarity. You can still live in the system and not be a slave to the system. That's mental sovereignty. You didn't tap into that, right? Because you didn't got to realize that you could not wake up in the morning and be tired after 8 hours of sleep. right? You cannot wake up in the morning and still feeling fatigued after you didn't got enough rest. You got tired of being tired. So you realized that it was better for you to be present. And as you are present, you're dealing now with life consciously. You are fully present. You handle your responsibilities, you handle work, you deal with relationships accordingly, but you're not feeling the need to let those external factors rule over your mental space. Yes, right? You also got to see that you could engage without being attached. You could engage with the world. You could still do what you love. You could still engage in relationships, the workplace. You can create from a good internal space, but you won't be attached because you know that attachment is what creates suffering. But engagement is what brings about mastery. But you know that already. You tapped into that, right? You already at that level right now where you are integrating your awakening, because it doesn't matter where you go to on the face of this planet, there are challenges that you have to deal with because you are a biological entity. And as a biological entity, you have to go through the feelings, the natural aspects of that which you are, right? But you already came to terms with that. And then you also looked around and you realized that who are you going to really be complaining to anyways, right? Like, who is it that you're really going to complain to that's going to make some type of change that would really be suitable? You thought you can go through the voting system, you didn't vote it, and you realize that the president cannot really bring about that change that's going to get you to feel at peace within your own self. You used to blame the government. You don't blame the government anymore. You're realizing that you need to take responsibility for yourself. You've been realized that a long time ago. You're no longer pointing fingers. You're not playing the blame game anymore because you are tired of being tired, and I'm right there with you. Now we're saying that the one thing that we can control is this: the body, the mind, the senses. You done tapped in. You're no longer pointing fingers. You tired of that. You no longer congregate with those who just want to blame others. You're saying, nah, I'm going to change what I can change. I'm going to handle what I can control. I'm not going to try to change the world. I'm going to change me first. You done tapped into that. Now you're not feeling so overwhelmed like you used to. Now you're not feeling like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. Why? Because you are present. You are in the now. You are aware of the past, but the past does not define you. You are aware that the future is coming, but you are not worried of what comes with the future. You are present without withdrawing away. So that's the first point. How do you stay conscious in the matrix? How do you stay conscious in the world without feeling the need to reject life? Number one, be present without feeling the need to withdraw. Mental clarity that really gets you into your mental sovereignty. Number two, engage without attachment. Why? Because attachment equates to suffering, right? But engagement is what brings about mastery. And you done tapped into that already. You already tapped into that. And now we're going to talk about the last point. Discernment over escape. Discernment is a skill. You now move through the world. You can pick and choose what you want to give your energy to. You no longer let people take advantage of your good energy. You give out your energy accordingly because it has to be reciprocated, right? You're no longer giving your mind over to external manipulations because you've realized that you have it in you to be wise. You're no longer moving about in the world carelessly. You're paying close attention to that which matters, and you're giving your energy over to that which is really beneficial. And that really is discernment. You've tapped into higher discernment because, like we established from the very beginning, you know that you can go anywhere, you can escape. But as you escape, if you are not fully conscious within yourself, problems that you're dealing with mentally, once you get across to the other side, you're still going to have to deal with those internal issues. So you got to realize it is important for you to integrate discernment in the now. And not only in the now, whatever activities, work, right? Your relationships, school, family matters, you must apply discernment. And you're already doing that. That's why you're seeing the changes. That's why that which used to keep you under that gloomy mindset, now when you wake up, you're feeling more lighter. You are more lighter within yourself because you are not carrying the burdens of the world upon your shoulders. We're going to go ahead and cut it at that. Remember, be present. Don't be so much in flight mode. Don't be so much in fight mode. Be present. Be present with the I am in you. You can engage without feeling like you need to be attached. You can love without being attached. And also, lastly, discernment over escape. Know that you belong. Know that you have something to contribute. Your love, your compassion, your empathy, the joy in you, all of those are good qualities that you're contributing. You have something to offer, and you're going to offer it wisely. You're not going to let others manipulate you and take advantage of your goodness. You are now awake. And remember, that awakeness means you're dealing now with life consciously. Thank you so much for tuning in. I love y'all. Carry that light with you. Be at peace. Be the peace that you're looking for in the world. The peace has always been in you. Stay in the light. Stay enlightened.